You are sitting in the dark. The only sound in the room is the rhythmic scrape of a whetstone against steel. You are sharpening a blade. You tell yourself that this is preparation. You tell yourself that the anger burning in your chest is fuel. It feels hot. It feels powerful. You replay the moment of betrayal over and over in your mind. You hear the insult. You see the disrespect. And with every pass of the stone, you think you are getting sharper. But you are not. You are rusting. The blade in your hand might be ready for war, but the mind controlling it is dull. You are trapped in a loop. You think you are the hunter waiting for the moment to strike. In reality, you are the prey. You are being eaten alive by a parasite that you invited into your own house. You call it justice. The code calls it poison. There is a rust that does not attack iron. It attacks the will. It settles in the joints of your spirit and makes you stiff. It makes you predictable. A man consumed by a grudge thinks he is dangerous, but to a trained eye, he is the easiest target on the battlefield. He can be led by his anger. He can be baited. He is not free. He is a slave to the person who hurt him. Consider the legend of the palace guard. He was chosen for his eyes. He could spot a movement in the grass from 100 yards away. He was the first line of defense for the king. But one day, he was insulted by a captain of the court. It was a small thing, a word spoken in jest, a slight against his honor. The guard did not speak. He swallowed the poison. He returned to his post at the gate. He stood as he always stood. His spear was straight, his armor was polished. But his eyes were no longer scanning the horizon. His eyes were turned inward. In his mind, he was arguing with the captain. He was replaying the scene. He was inventing the perfect comeback that he should have said. He was visualizing his revenge. While he was fighting this ghost in his head, he did not see the shadow move along the wall. He did not hear the soft step of the assassin in the dust. The enemy walked right past him. The guard failed his duty. He did not fail because he was weak. He failed because he was absent. He was so busy holding on to the past that he lost his grip on the present. This is the price you pay for your resentment. It is a tax on your attention. Every second you spend polishing a grudge is a second you are not building your empire. You are renting out the most valuable real estate in the universe, your mind, to an enemy who is not even paying you. In fact, you are paying them. You are paying them with your peace. You are paying them with your focus. You are paying them with your future. You must understand the mechanics of this trap. Resentment feels like strength because it mimics adrenaline. It gives you a burst of energy, but it is dirty fuel. It burns dirty, and it leaves a residue that clogs your engine. Over time, the angry man becomes exhausted. He is tired, not from work, but from carrying the weight of 1,000 imaginary conversations. The modern world tells you to express your feelings. It tells you that your anger is valid. Perhaps it is. But validity does not equal utility. Just because the fire is real does not mean you should let it burn down your house. You need to distinguish between a boundary and a grudge. A boundary is a wall you build to protect your future. A grudge is a chain you forge to bind yourself to the past. When you hold a grudge, you are demanding that reality be different than it was. You are holding an invoice for a debt that will never be paid. The person who wronged you, they are likely sleeping soundly. they might not even remember what they did. Meanwhile, you are awake. You are pacing the floor. You are drinking the poison and waiting for them to die. It is madness. To become the shadow mentor of your own life, you must learn the art of release. This is not forgiveness in the way the weak understand it. This is not about being nice. This is not about reunion. You do not have to invite the traitor back to your table. You do not have to trust the snake again. That would be foolish. True release is simply the refusal to be controlled. It is the decision to cut the rope. You look at the debt. You look at the cost of collecting it, and you decide to write it off. Not because they deserve it, but because you have better things to do than to chase bad debts for the rest of your life. You are clearing the books so you can get back to business. How do you execute this? You cannot simply wish the feeling away. You need a protocol. You need a physical way to process the mental waste. First, you must name the invoice. Sit down, take a piece of paper. Write down exactly what happened. Write down what you think you are owed. Do you want an apology? Do you want public admission of guilt? Do you want them to suffer as you suffered? Be honest. Look at the list. Now, ask yourself, is there any realistic path to getting this payment? If the answer is no, burn the paper. Watch it turn to ash. This is a ritual of closing the account. Second, you must choose your path. There are only two valid moves for a warrior. Move 1 is direct confrontation. If the person is in your circle and the relationship is worth saving, you speak to them. You use clean language. You do not scream. You state the facts. You state the violation. You set the new standard. If they accept it, good. If not, you move to the second option. Move 2 is distance. You close the door. You do not make a scene. You do not write long, dramatic letters. You simply remove your presence. You treat them like a stranger. A stranger does not owe you anything, and you do not owe them your emotional energy. You become a gray rock, uninteresting, unmovable, silent. This is the ultimate power. Third, you must kill the replay loop. The memory will try to come back. It is a habit. When you are washing the dishes or driving your car, the scene will pop into your head. You will feel the heat rise. This is the critical moment. Do not engage with the thought. Do not start the argument again. Instead, force a biological reset. Stop what you are doing. Take 20 slow, deep breaths. Count them. This forces your nervous system to downshift from fight or flight to command mode. Then, immediately perform one physical action. Do not sit there. Walk, clean the floor, lift a heavy object. Force your body to be here now. You are training your brain that this memory triggers work, not wallowing. Fourth, convert the emotion into mission. Anger is energy. Energy can be transformed. When the wave of resentment hits, look at your daily task list. Pick the hardest thing on there, the thing you have been avoiding. Take the rage you feel toward your enemy and pour it into that task. Work with a cold fury. Build your body, build your bank account, build your skill. Let your success be the only noise you make. There is a myth that letting go makes you soft. The world thinks that the man who forgives is a doormat. This is a lie. The man who has no buttons to push is the most dangerous man in the room. If you are full of grudges, anyone can manipulate you. All they have to do is prick your wound, and you will react. You are a puppet on strings of pain. The man who has burned the grudge is smooth. There are no hooks for the enemy to grab. He listens, he observes. He acts based on calculation, not reaction. He is formidable because he is vacant of emotional debris. He travels light. Think of a man trying to climb a mountain while dragging a corpse behind him. The corpse is the past. It is heavy, it smells, it catches on every rock and root. The man is strong, but he is slow.
He is exhausted. He looks up at the peak, and he knows he will never reach it with this burden. Now imagine he cuts the rope. The weight vanishes. He stands up straight. His lungs fill with cold, clean air. He is fast again. He leaves the dead to bury the dead. He climbs. You have a choice tonight. You can keep sharpening the blade of your resentment, sitting in the dark, waiting for a battle that is already over. You can let the rust eat your potential. Or you can drop the weight. You can accept that life is unfair and that people are flawed and that you are too important to be a historian of your own misery. The code remains. The standard remains. But the heavy lifting of the past must end. Do not let the actions of a lesser man dictate the quality of your life. Do not give them that power. The only question is, will you bleed slowly every day from a wound you refuse to close? Or will you cauterize it now and get back to the war that actually matters? The door is open. The horizon is waiting. Drop the grudge. Keep the code.